So the question is, can you find a man that can stand next to me and deal with me?
Yeah, but
when you say that's your value, to who?
That's it.
But who's that? Yeah, who is
For
that
me,
man?
I don't need
that's
to
your
like
personal-
set.
Speak into the mic.
Like when you're selling something, she's talking about cars. When you're selling something, it's you decide the value of your
No, you don't. The
items.
buyer does.
market
Yes.
The market
No,
does.
you don't.
So okay, that's like me saying, okay, I'm NBA, like an NBA player would
Vintage
wife me.
stuff
That's like
still be
okay,
sold.
stop interrupting me. That's like me saying that I can get a top 1% guy. So I would say I deserve a guy that makes $500,000. But none are lining up to buy me. Then I'm not worth that. That's your value. And so you can't just tell men, oh, I'm still just as valuable.
I don't need to tell nothing.
But you
to
just
no
did.
one.
You just went off
No,
on a
listen,
rant saying,
so
like,
I really,
you just
no,
said.
no. I think you're not getting my
speaking
point.
about the
I'm
man
gonna
that
repeat.
approaches her.
I'm gonna repeat clearly. So I know very clearly what I want. Okay. Now, as you said, probably I'm not available, so I don't gonna get what I want. Cool. I stay by my own. I don't need a man. Like, oh, I get what I want. I guess I can just stay by my own. I don't need a man. I don't need to have a child. I'm like a person. I'm not a baby machine. I'm not a. Do you know what I mean? Like. That's my value.
that's fine.
I stand by my own.
For what
That's
you're
it.
saying, you don't sound very happy about that.
No, I just don't. I'm not very happy about how other women can think about our body and our essence.
It's not.
But
I'm telling you what men want.
Yeah, but you can think in your way. And that's perfect.
It's not.
You-
No. I've
that's
talked
perfect.
to thousands of men.
Yeah, cool.
Over the
I'm sure men approach her, and then she's saying the value that she brings to the man that is approaching her, whether he chooses to go to her or wants a 20, whatever. Obviously, he's approached her, so he likes her. So that's the value that she brings. That's the point.
But I'm saying I've never talked about you guys. I don't know you.
But we're talking about
But the question is that fair to expect monogamy? So I'm saying
no.
over a certain age, you're less valuable to
Yes.
men, and then as soon as I say that, you guys get triggered.
No.
And you guys keep interrupting. This is my.
She said
no,
that
no,
she's
no. I'm
30
saying
years
stop.
old and
Stop.
said when she
Stop.
gets to 35,
Stop.
did you not
Stop.
ask
Mute
her?
Mute her mic. Mute her mic. Stop. This is rude. This is my show. It's very
Okay.
rude to interrupt the host.
Okay,
Like
carry on. Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry,
like this is
continue.
disrespectful.
Sorry, carry on.
And so I'm saying that if you're going to men and telling them what they should value, and every time I say this is what men value, you keep arguing with it. Then you want to say, well, what are my best years? This, and this.
I get that, but I'm just saying, she asked the question and said that this girl said she's 30, and then you said you're 30. So when you get to 30, you made it personal about her.
But
so
I
that's
know it.
why.
No,
Sorry, I don't know
I said
auntie's
it.
name. That she said once she gets to 35, and then her eggs, blah blah blah. She asked her something personal about her. So that's why it got personal, because you made it about
Honestly,
her. So that's why she was talking about herself and not saying that you expect all men to accept this value, blah blah blah.
No,
The
but-
point is, if a certain man approaches her and this is the value that she gives or she brings, and the guy doesn't want it, then that's fine. I can understand that you're saying that this is men want X, Y, Z, men want whatever you said from a certain age or whatever, as if to say no man approaches a 30 or 35-year-old woman when there's two 30-year-old women sat here who men approach. That's the point.
Yeah.
Well, but there's a difference between like like it doesn't count unless you get a ring. None of it counts.
Yeah.
It doesn't count. Yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
fine,
You can
fair
be
enough.
approached, your number can be taken, your Instagram can be got. But if you're not being kept, it doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
You can tell any man, I get moved to 10 times a day. Cool. All right. Do you have a man? No.
maybe we don't have a man because we don't want men like the majority of the men.
Okay.
So it's not about you
All right.
taking women. It's about we like each other. We find, the
Right.
match. So
Okay.
you cannot talk about women as someone they've been taken.
Yeah, but again,
so
So girls,
I can.
girls, so here it
as
is.
it was-
I learned something today, yeah?
Yeah.
Auntie, me and Auntie had a conversation. Auntie explained to me, I said, are you in a relationship? She said, yeah, I'm in a relationship. And I said, does that mean you're not part of the 35 and over leftover women, which was a topic that we were speaking about at the time? And she went, I'm still part of that category. And I said, I don't get it. Like, you're in a relationship. You've made it. And she went, no, I haven't got a ring. So I'm still a part of that category. And I didn't get it because I was like, why? You're in a committed relationship. You're where you
Well, actually,
Technically,
essentially,
well, because
because I'm in a committed relationship,
Yeah.
but I'm a leftover. Or I'm a leftover
that's
in a
it.
committed relationship.
Yes, that was it.
And that's what I actually said. And even when you was talking about the value, the difference with now is that, yeah, at 25, I was hot. Do you know what I mean? I was hot, slim, hot.
You still.
And that's,
Yeah, you are.
Nah, that's fooling myself.
No.
No.
No, I
You know
don't.
what? I look hot for somebody at 53. Do you know what I mean? But I ain't fooling myself that I look as hot as I am at 53 as I did at 25.
Yeah.
I'm just the exception.
Different.
Is that the same man that I was with at 25 is the same man that I was with now? Do you know what I mean? But other than that, no.
I'm
I
not
wouldn't say
agreeing.
that.
I'm
And
not
I'm not
agreeing.
fooling myself to say that. You know what I mean? I was lucky enough that he had my best years. And he still got my best years. And I had his best years. But at the end of the day, I can't turn around and say I'm better off at anybody else at 53 because
We not
anybody
say
else
that.
at 53 must have got a wedding ring on, they've been married or something like that. But at the end of the day, if it weren't for a fluke, I'm just like everybody else.
Yeah, we
I'm
are.
a leftover in a committed relationship. And that's what women fail to realise that, yes, before you think about, oh, I'm going to be single, I'm going to be this and I'm going to be that, you got to think to yourself, you know what? Because before I started thinking like that, I was like, you know, I've got to get my pension. I've got to get my own house. I've got to get the house done in case I'm disabled. I've got to get my will, got to get my LPA, because just in case you end up on your own. And you know something? 32 years, and I'm still got that mindset, you know what? Because I'm still leftover, because I've still got to think like that. So I'm going to think to myself, yeah, I've been with the guy for like 30-something years. I got to still think like that, you know what? Because I've got no security.
but
there's
you
no
do-
ring on my
you're doing
finger.
the right thing
So I'm going to
because-
fool myself and say, I've got the same worth to him as I was years ago. Or I look, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, you're hot. Come on, 53.
No,
great.
we
years.
know. I think we-
So the goal is marriage then, is
The
that?
goal should always be marriage, because that's
Okay.
when you know a guy is committed to you. And that's what I said. You can be a woman for today. I was talking the other week and I was saying, a man can be with you for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, whatever. So there's a ring on your finger, he's not committed to you. He can step out.
So you said you've been with the same person that you've been with since you were 25?
No, before that, yeah.
Since you were before 25?
Yeah.
And did you have kids or
No, we got 2 separate children.
you've got two, so you've not had kids together?
No.
Since you were...
No, we haven't.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, but
And I can go around and say, oh, yes, when I was 35, I look really good and we could try and have children together. Come on, by the time you're 35, you think to yourself, yeah, I could have had a kid at 35 with him. But then you got to think to yourself, hang on, how old am I going to be when the kid goes nursery? How old am I going to be when I'm going to go and pick up my grandkids now. I don't want to be going picking up my child and they're saying, who's that? Is that your grandma? No, it's my mummy. And then nowadays you're thinking about secondary school and university. I don't want to be 70 years old and going and picking up my child and say, oh, yeah, they
and you're-
graduated.
And you're playing with fire because the average, if you want to freeze your eggs and go that route like that, it costs like $25,000. There's no guarantee it'll work. The average person can't afford that.
No, I'm just thinking it's interesting because you said you were together from before you were 25. So what, like 22, 23?
About that, yeah.
About 22, 23. And then, but you were in the, like you guys said, the best years of your life or whatever and still didn't have
I'm
kids.
still having them.
Sorry, you're still...
I'm still having them.
No, I'm just going by what these guys
I'm saying
said
by
here,
the
that
worth. By the worth.
From the... They said
Because
that...
I wouldn't have a child from 35 onwards. So according to a man, if a man wants to have a child and that would have been the time to have a child then. Not like 30. Because by the time 30 comes, we like, forget it. You know what I mean? Forget it. Because I'm putting
Yeah,
my
but-
body through that.
by according what said your name again?
KB.
KB. He said, especially when a woman has a child with before, that's the best year also because there's a very strong and close relationship between your baby dad and yourself, right? So, but you are actually just showing that that's not true. So
Yeah,
because
No. The difference
'cause you
is
could have
that
had
you don't know
kids.
my story. The difference is that I had an abusive relationship. That's why I've got no hang-ups.
Oh,
so
I
there's a
didn't know
completely
that, sorry.
difference. If
Yeah.
it was a happy relationship and I had my son and we left, that'd be different. But number one, I was on contraception when I had my son, so it wasn't planned. And because of that reason, that's why I decided to have one child. Because I would say 1 is a mistake, 2 you can say is an accident, 3 is careless, 4 and above you're whatless. So as far as I'm concerned,
that
I had 1 out of wedlock and that is it.
yeah, but anyway, you had a child and your partner evaluate you anyways as a valuable woman. So he actually spent after the best here with you.
In this scenario, though,
So,
I wouldn't
do you know
judge
what I
her.
mean?
The monogamy
Do you know what I
there,
mean?
or-
This is
Is she
just the
compromised?
proof.
Yes, he spent the best
This
years
is
with
just
me. I
the
agree
proof
with you.
that what you guys saying it doesn't have
No.
any
Yes,
no,
value.
they're saying the
Like
same
it's not
thing.
sense.
You're not
His best
listening.
years
sense.
with me
You're not.
at that age.
Yeah, with
One
you.
mic,
Then
one
you
mic,
already at that.
one mic.
At that age, at between, like, say it was a 20,
Talk to your mic.
between that 20 and
I'm
30.
agree.
But
It
if I
definitely
wasn't
spent-
with him and I'd spent, what they're trying to say is that if I'd met him at 30, why should he be faithful to me when I've given my best years to some other man? If I'd stayed with my baby father
Yeah.
until I was 30 and then said, you know what, I'm going to get back with the first one, the one I'm with now. Why should he be monogamous? Why should he stay with me?
Because you have a lot
when
of
I've-
stuff.
No,
a lot